you're with the incredible adventures of TiggerTail, and in today's episode, instead of gaming, I've decided that we're going to be doing color editing of still images in Photoshop. Yes! And without further ado, let's jump into it. We are going to open this folder right here. Now, these are images that I took yesterday at the apartment complex that I currently work at. And always when I take my photos, I use raw file. Um, Please, if your camera has a setting for raw instead of JPEG, please use raw. You ask why? I will tell you. Because raw files contain 1.3 billion colors or 1.2 billion colors. Well, over a billion colors. While JPEG contains only thousands of colors. So yes, color is everything. Color is definition. Color is what gives you the high quality. Color is what makes the difference from professional to mediocre. JPEG is a mediocre web file that was created for quick view. And I wouldn't advise anybody to use a JPEG file if they bought a camera that has RAW. Why would you ever do that? So when you have so many colors, once you bring the image into Photoshop, you can shift between your colors, shift between all the shades of every single color, and you can adjust it however you think fits. While with the JPEG, the moment you decide to color adjust it or color shift it, color grade it, color correct it, it just falls apart. It creates artifacts and you cannot really push the pixels. These pixels just fall apart and it becomes a very, very nasty image. Okay, moving on. Now, I don't remember which file exactly I wanted to color correct. I believe it was one of these three. I'm just gonna go with this one. So I click on it and this is a raw file. So automatically it will be opened with Photoshop. Photoshop currently has this plugin that reads raw files, and the plugin is called Camera Raw. And it's called Camera Raw because it reads raw files. What is the difference between a JPEG and a raw file? The difference is that the raw file contains 14-bit of color and a metadata, which means that what you see over here is not what you get. There is way more than what you see. You can bring up detailed information from the shadows and for the bright areas that are currently not so well visible because they're kind of overexposed here, underexposed here. But you can actually bring that information without being destroyed or without being kind of distorted or anything like that. It's there even though you don't currently see it. It's still here. The camera holds it. With JPEG files is pretty much what you see is what you get. There is no secret information into the darks over here. You're not going to be able to see into the dark, but I'll show you right now. We're going to go into the shadows and pay attention over here what's going to happen if I bring up the shadows into the bright. You see? There we go. Now we're going to be able to see over here that what is going on into this completely pitch black area. Well, not anymore. You cannot do this with JPEG. You can only do this with raw files. Okay, so, before we open this in Photoshop, because we're still not in Photoshop, we're in Camera Raw, which is a plugin to Photoshop. We are going to bring up the shadows. Now, let's see, how much would we like to bring it up? You know what? I'm going to bring them this much. I would say 90%. That seems to be a good number. Okay, also, what else can we do here? Ooh, the whites. Yes, you know what? I'm not gonna touch the whites. Whites are all these white color. Everything in white will be boosted. Okay, so we don't want to touch this. We're gonna go to clarity. Clarity, you can see that it makes the image sharper. Do we want that? I really like soft images. So Just gonna go teensy tiny bit. 19, that seems to be the magic number. Vibrance will increase the saturation, and I know that you can see over here we have another saturation setting, but pretty much vibrance does the same thing or similar to that. It boosts the color of the image. Okay, let's see. Ooh, you see the difference? Well, we don't want that. It looks fake. Okay, so we're gonna go this much, and we're gonna go into the saturation, and we're gonna go this much. Okay, let's see contrast. Slightly, ever so slightly. Exposure, and right now I'm just guessing. I just move the sliders and I see what I like with the image. Exposure is, oh no, we don't want exposure. We've properly exposed this image when we took it originally. See, that's another important thing that you need to remember. When you take a photo, you have to make sure that what you see is properly exposed, that it's not, for example, a lot of people, when they take a photo, they don't know what to look for, and the photo looks like this when they take it, and that's not good. When you have a professional or semi-professional pro consumer camera, I mean, go into the shutter settings, open up the lens or stop down the lens, close the lens a little bit, play with the f-stops. If you don't know what I'm talking about, oh well. So we're not touching the exposure. Now, let's see, daylight, too warm, auto, nope, as shot. You see, our eye pretty much captured a way better image than what the software is suggesting over here with these presets. Like, for example, when we go to auto, it's way too orangey. We don't want that. Okay. Open image. So we just opened the image with the shadows boosted up a little so we can see the details over here in the dark. We increased the clarity, which made it a little bit sharper. We increased the vibrance, which made it a little bit more colorful than previously. And we increased the saturation, which even made it more colorful on top of the more colorful, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna unlock that layer just so I can duplicate it. Okay, and I like to duplicate so I can work on the new layer and not touch the old one, just in case if I don't like something that I do in the new one, I can always go back to the original. Okay, so next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to image adjustment, and what I like to do here is shadow and highlights. Let's see how much more we can bring the highlights down and the shadows up. Do we like this? No, this is way too lit. So we're not gonna be going with that. Obviously, we are pretty much perfect right now, but I always like to try it to see if we can go even better. So we're gonna go in image and then adjustments again, and we're gonna go to selective color. Okay, so now we're gonna start playing with the separate colors. We're gonna play with the reds. So everything that is red in this image, we're gonna adjust. Everything that is yellow, we are going to adjust. Everything that is green, cyan, blue, and then I'm gonna probably jump. I'm not gonna touch the magentas nor the whites. I'm gonna probably go to neutral and black, and I'm not gonna touch these two simply from experience. I know that they don't really do anything, but I'll show you just in case maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so reds. So now pay attention for all the red colors, like the bricks, these red things over here. Okay, so within the red spectrum, we're gonna push the cyan. So I don't like it. We're gonna go, instead of plus, we're gonna go minus on the cyan. And immediately you can see how the brick turns very, very bright red. So pretty much we're taking away everything cyan from this image, and pretty much taking it out of the image. So this will so we're gonna go all the way to minus 100. Now the magentas, you see the magentas on minus is not good, so we're gonna actually push the magentas. This is way too much, so we gotta be careful not to go over. And for a trained eye, it's a bit easier to know where to stop. But if you're doing it for the first time, you're gonna be carried away, and usually you're gonna come up with some horrid images that you're gonna like in the beginning, but days later you're gonna hate. Okay, now we're in the yellow. Do we take away yellow or leave yellow? I'm gonna go for this old-fashioned look a little bit from the 80s film. I really like that. So probably I'm gonna take it away a little bit to minus 34 or minus 19. Tough titty. Okay. I'm gonna go to minus 16 on the yellow, and now we're continuing the blacks. The black color within the red spectrum. Ooh, I really like that. Plus 25. All right, and you see over here, we're in the relative settings. Now we can even boost the changes if we go to absolute. Immediately you can see the difference, but I like to stay within the relative, so everything is very subtle. It's not so drastic. Okay, we're gonna go into the yellows. And again, the same thing. Every color is pretty much composed or consisted of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Now, I gotta tell you that I am currently operating within the Adobe spectrum of colors, which is much better than probably your regular monitors. It's always good to have a good monitor that produces 10-bit of color opposed to 8-bit of color. So you can take advantage of the 14-bit image of your camera. So you can see all the shades of all the colors. You know how you have 50 shades of gray? You can't really see them if you have taken a JPEG image. You can only see all the shades of the colors if they're 10-bit color. And you have a 10-bit or 14-bit color, really, or 16-bit if you have a really professional camera. And you can see them if you have at least a 10-bit monitor. Okay, so there you go. We are within the yellows. We're gonna push the cyan. Ooh, I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna push it this way because I really hate when the grass is yellow. I really like it green. Now this is too vibrant for me. I'm gonna take care of it when we go into the green color. Okay, so there we go. Magentas, I'm gonna go all the way here. It really looks pleasing. You see, I'm going for this old-fashioned look of the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and late 40s. It's almost like the what do you call this? What is this famous? Right over here. I love this. I love this green. I know that you guys don't like it. You probably will like much more if it's something like this, drastic and oversaturated, like a summer blockbuster movie. And I hate this. This to me is absolutely horrific image. I really like this this look of original film. It has some magical properties to it. Not too much, even though we can. Okay. And within the black range, You know what? I don't think we're gonna be doing anything. You see how I wiggle it? Wiggle left, wiggle right. We gotta see how far we can push in which direction that looks pleasing. Always wiggle left, right, and see how it goes. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna leave it at 0. Moving on to the greens. All right, so this is gonna be all the grass and trees. And even though we've already changed it, we really changed only the yellows. But you saw how much of yellow there was in the greens. I mean, it was supposed to be green, but it's really yellow, which is absolutely laughable. The landscapers did not do a good job of keeping up with the place. They let everything dry to the point where it turned yellow. So now we can really work within the green colors of the grass and the trees. Ooh, look at that. Okay, the cyan spectrum. I'm gonna bring it here. Ooh, magenta. You see how it becomes very natural. Like over here, it looks really cool. But again, we're going for this summer blockbuster movie if we go here, and we don't want that, or at least I don't want that. I'm going for the really natural look. So I'm going to take this away by pushing it plus 47. And the normal thing will be to come here, but I am really going to come... I'm not coming anywhere. I'm just pushing a slider here. Okay. So maybe plus 54. I'm not going to touch the blacks. So I'm going to go back to the yellow. I'm really not sure. You know what? I'm going to go to -3. I don't know why. I'm just going to wing it right now. We're going into the cyan color, and then again, the cyan spectrum within the cyan color. So now pay attention for the door, the reflection of the windows as it's reflecting the sky, the cyan blue sky. So this is going to be changing right now. So the door, the reflection of the windows, and probably over here is completely white, but over here it's becoming bluish, so probably this is going to be affected. Okay, so let's see. Let's go for that cyan look. Okay. We're going to go this much, then the magenta. Oof. I really don't like the green tint within a blue, so we're going to try to stay away from that. Maybe we'll stay at 0. Ooh, if I push the yellows into the minus properties, it really gives me a pleasing bluish, what do you call that, Turkish blue? And I'm gonna leave the blacks at 0 for now. Maybe I'll come back later on. We're moving on to the blue color. And again, we have the cyan. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna push the cyan all the way. And then the magenta, I'm gonna leave it 0 again. I don't like it. See, it's a very slow and tedious process. Yellows to -100. And maybe over here I'll push the blacks into the plus, into the positive. Plus 27. I'm just guessing as I go. I'll go back to the magentas and I'm gonna push them to the positive. And then I'm changing my mind again to leave it at 0. Moving on, we're gonna go into the magentas now. As I said, from my experience, I don't see anything over here that's gonna... Yeah, I'm pushing that slider, nothing. And if something happens, it's not really that much of a difference. I really don't see anything. If you guys see something that is changing, let me know. Okay, nothing. Let's go to the black spectrum within the magentas. Oh, I see over here. Right over here. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 0. Let's go to the whites. So far from the whites, now all the whites are gonna start changing when I push the blacks. You see? We're losing that detail, that shadow detail. So I'm really gonna leave the whites at 0. The camera did a good job of balancing out the white color. So we're not gonna be pushing it. Oh, you see? We can make it more colder by taking out the yellow part of it. And I kind of like that, so I'm gonna go for it. Ever so slightly. So I'm gonna bring to 0 and then push into the negative values. Ever so slightly. And maybe yes, the magentas I will increase into the positive values ever so slightly. And I'm not gonna touch the cyan. Neutrals. Okay, neutrals. You're gonna see a lot of changing over here, and probably we won't touch them at all, but let's see. We're gonna go into the blacks of the neutral. You see what's happening? Ooh. And I really want everything to be visible. I don't want to push this image to be like this. Like a lot of people are gonna do that, and they're gonna be super happy with it. I am not. I'm a very picky person. I know what I'm going for. You see, that's the train eye speaking over here. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Ooh, would you look at that? That's a cool thing. But we are reintroducing the yellow that we were so cleverly taking out all along. So nope. See, it looks so good warm, but I'm going for a very specific appeal. So I left everything at 0 from the neutrals, and we're moving on to the final blacks. Oh yeah. Now the blacks I don't touch till the very, very last moment of the image. And I touch the blacks only to give the image a little bit of artistic touch to it. Well, what do I mean is I like to push and crush the reds. And by doing so, we need to go into the cyan spectrum and just push it to the left. And you see how all the dark spots in the image become red. And usually I like to do that, but just a teensy tiny bit to where people don't realize that it's there, but it's there and it still speaks to them in a subconscious level, but people don't realize it. So you see, I'm really subtly trying to push the reds, and they're already okay. So the shadows are currently tinted slightly in red. People don't realize that. If I go back to 0, you're gonna realize now the image is more bluish, more coldish. But if I go and push more, you see it's becoming reddish. And I really like to do that. This old-fashioned look. It's very specific look for a damaged film of sorts. So we're not gonna do that now. We're gonna do that at the very end. So in the red colors, we push the cyan spectrum to the left, magenta to the right, yellow minus, and blacks into the positive values. Then in the yellows, I push the cyan all the way into the positive by taking away the yellow. Magenta is all the way into the positive, the yellow into the negative, and the black we didn't touch. Then we moved into the green, and we did this. So you see every color has the same spectrum that is composed or consisted of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Went into the cyan color, then the blues, magentas I did not touch, whites I did. I really took away the yellow by going into the negative. Neutrals we didn't touch, and the blacks we didn't touch, but the blacks we're gonna do a little bit later. Okay, so let's compare with the original image that we introduced. A big difference, ain't it? Look at that. Look at that. Jesus. Stay with me, guys. Don't give up on me. We're not done yet. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this layer, so if something happens, we can always go back. These are the layers. Right click, duplicate. Do I say this correctly? Or duplicate? Who knows? I can say it however I want. This is America. It's a free country. Okay. Filters. We're going into the filters now. And this is something that I love using. I have installed filters that do not come originally with Photoshop. Now pay attention over here. Topaz Labs. This is absolutely phenomenal filter. I have Red Giant software. Magic Bullet is part of Red Giant. I have Filter Forge and Alien Skin. So these are filters that I use in every photo. So we go Topaz Labs. That's the filter we're going to be using. And from here, we're going to choose Topaz Adjust 5. Here we go. Okay, and you see over here, you can go even more within different things. Now, I'm going to go into so these are the collections. This is collection of effects. I would go to the Vibrant collection. From experience, I know that that's where I usually go. And within the Vibrant collection, we have this amount of effects that are within the Vibrant collection. Okay, so let's see. Autumn, I don't like. Bold, Jesus, that's too strong. Boost, nope. Clarity, okay, there it is. Clarity. Clarity I like. We can compare with before, after, before, after. So clarity makes the image even more sharp, but in a very weirdly good-looking way. It almost imitates HDR, which is high dynamic range. If you don't know what that is, oh well. Color blast I don't like. Crisp is way too drastic. Detail strong is very nice. Detail strong number 2 is, oh, it's even stronger. Dramatic, dramatic 2, no. Relative, no. Okay, so pretty much I'm debating between clarity and detail strong. And I think today, we're gonna go with detail strong or clarity. Jesus, Lord Almighty, come on, Alex. Detail strong it is. Okay, okay, and now it's gonna load it. Right now it's like, there it is. Let's see, before, after, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we're almost getting there, guys, almost getting there. You see, what a big difference, what a big difference. Now let's see again compared to the original image that we introduced. Here, Here, here. Pretty, ain't it? Okay. All right. So, and now again, it's good to see the photo from a distance like that. I really like that. I really like to bring it here. Also, a lot of professional people, they like to even flip the image. What I mean by that is, there it is. They do that. And see how it looks from this side. And then they bring it back, flip horizontally, this way. Just to see how it looks from this side, from that side. You can flip it upside down. All right, moving on. What we need next is sky. We don't have any sky. You see, our sky is wiped out completely. Over here, there is nothing. We need some clouds and whatever else is there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the internet. And we're going to type sky. And then, since our image is so big, it's like 4,000 and some. How big is our image, really? Let's see. Image size, 4,752 pixels wide by 3,168 pixels high. Here. Okay, so we need a big image to match that. So we need a sky that is just as big. We go to images. So we type sky, images, over here. No, search tools. Size. Larger than 4 megapixels. Here we go. Okay. Now let's see the image again. Okay, kind of like we're gonna need something like, I want to say something like, I really like that. I really like that. It's very simple though. I mean, over here we don't have anything, but okay, let's take a little deeper look into what we have here. Okay. Holy shme holy. Now this image, I can tell it's not as big as what we need, but we're gonna make it work. Or maybe this one. Let's try this one. Okay, view image. Damn, this is big. Load it, load it, load it. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get a little cup of joe. Well, I have it over here. I'm gonna have a sip out of it. Ugh. Okay, it's finally loaded. Jesus. Yes, nothing. Save image. Sky for tutorial. All right, here we go. Okay, now you're noticing that this image is a JPEG image, and I said JPEGs are not good. Guess what? Sometimes we don't have a choice and we have to use JPEGs, but this JPEG has been already processed, color corrected, and made to appear beautiful. So the job is done and it's been exported out, so we're just gonna use it. Okay, we need to file open. Where did I save this image? This PC downloads images Sky 4 tutorial. There we go. There it is. Okay, we select the entire image, edit, copy, go to the previous image, edit, paste. Now it's telling us it's a JPEG image and it has sRGB gamut. It's not an Adobe RGB gamut. So sRGB gamut is different, meaning that the color Colors are less. It's only 256 colors within the red, the green, and the blue. I don't have to explain that. Convert, and it converted it to our beautiful 16-bit. It did a good job. Okay, let's... Man, this is huge. We're gonna make it smaller by... Okay, how do we make it smaller? We're gonna do free transform. We're gonna come over here to the corner of it, and by holding Shift on the keyboard and pushing it, sweet. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we're just gonna bring this flip it horizontally. Let's see, maybe this way will be better. You see, we always have to just improvise. Improvise. Stretch it out a little. Alexander. Yeah, yes. Okay, let's try that. Here we go. Paste it like that. Right click with the mouse. Blending options. Multiply. Well, damn. Okay. Multiply, and from here, the opacity, we're gonna lower. You see, if I lower it completely, it's gonna disappear. So we're gonna just adjust it like... Actually, we're not gonna touch the opacity. We're gonna come to the more precise controls here. You see, if you hold down Alt on the keyboard, okay, Alt on the keyboard, it will be able to just take only half of this. So you see, and I'm going to leave it at that. Then I'm going to come into the brights, hold Alt on the keyboard for Windows, grab only half of it. Ooh, beautiful. Do that. Okay. Grab the eraser. Lower the opacity of the eraser to like 50%. Come to the flow to about 39. So it's a very subtle, soft. You see, it's going to be something like very subtle and soft erasing, barely visible. Just keep repeating, going over it with the mouse. So we're erasing part of the sky that it's entering into the roof. We don't want to have sky into our roof. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. Then we're gonna go into the trees. And because the eraser is so soft right now, we don't have to be precise. I am never precise. I'm very messy in my images and nobody can tell. And if they do tell, oh well. I'm just joking, nobody can tell. You see, people, they try to be precise, and nature does not work precise. Images don't work precise. Images are not perfect, they're messy, and that's what makes them perfect. And that's what we're doing over here. Here we go. So now we can even come over here. Let's zoom in. Come over here. And ever so slightly. Just, we don't have to do it, really. I'm just gonna make the size my brush smaller. Here we go. Make it big again. There's areas over here. Okay. See, I'm not perfect. I'm just going as I feel like it, you know. I'm just trying to clear the sky out of it, even though we're on the multiply setting, which kind of blends it with the original image, so it makes it look very natural. I still like to erase parts of it. I'm gonna make it even bigger. And you see, I don't remember where I went in. That you don't have to remember, because I said nature is messy. You like to be messy. Messy is good. Messy is really good. So you see already our image looks so much better when we have sky. Sky is just, I mean, it makes an immense difference. Immense difference. Do not slack on the sky. Always put a sky in your image. That's what I've learned. Here we go. Here we go. Hi, Chihuahua. All right. Now, the sky is kind of like too bland. I'm going to go image adjustment. Now, we are only within the sky image over here. You see this layer? I'm going to name it sky. This is just the new sky that we pasted onto the original image. So we're going to go to image adjustment, selective color, maybe vibrance. Let's see vibrance. Ooh. No, don't like. I don't like this. Okay, image adjustment, selective color, go to the blues. Ooh, see. Me likey. What's going on here? Okay. You see, I'm just playing with it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to bring some color into it. More natural color. Okay, so there it is. Let's see. We go to history and compare before, after. Oh yeah, it's definitely more bluish. Sweet. Okay, I don't like this over here. I wonder if it was like that without the image. Oh yeah, this was like that before. Okay. See, I'm gonna do that. No. Okay. Just gonna leave it as is. All right. Here we go. So we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We used Topaz Labs to kind of like create the illusion for HDR. Then we pasted the sky. We used the multiply blending option setting. We raised what we needed to erase. And you see, it's not perfect, but if you didn't see me doing it, you wouldn't have questioned it. You see, that's the big point. You see these white outlines over here of the branches. If you look for it and you know what I just did, yes, you will tell, but you didn't know what I just did, so you will never look for it. You never know what that is. Looks pretty. Okay. What else? What else are we gonna go for? Filter. Alien skin, exposure 7, run. Hey, no. You see, right now, this filter is reading only the very last layer, which is the sky. What we're going to do is we're going to combine. Select everything, edit, copy, merged. Merged meaning all the layers, or the visibility really of what we see currently. Edit, paste on top. So our new layer is composed of the sky and the house together. Filter, alien skin, exposure, run. Okay, so there's different filters right now. Let's see. Toy model, what is this? Interesting. Okay, so this is the bokeh. This is blur. It creates blur in certain areas, which is a real cool effect. I love it, which we're gonna use currently. I like before that to go to the color film sprint effects and see what kind of color we're gonna come up with. See, it creates this old-fashioned look. Okay, let's see before. Interesting. So I don't really like any of them. I really like what I have created. Oh, what is that? You see, it creates this little grain, mimics a real film. This film is composed of grain. Before, after, before, after. I really like my original, so we're not going to be using that effect from the color film print. We're going to go back to the bokeh, and we're going to come to the mirror. I really like that effect, mirror. Mirror blur. It creates this blur over here, and it's like a very specific type of blur that I like. Let's see, this one is more subtle, so we still get it over here on the bottom, but it's not that pronounced. Okay, here's another one. Oof, I don't like that. Or that. What do we do? This is a hard. Kind of like it. It's too much though. Let's go to the extra settings of the bokeh, which are right over here. And we're going to go to amount. I'm going to try to decrease the amount so it's not as blurry. All right. I think that's it. That's the magical number, 21. Here we go. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to do apply. Sweet. Before, after, before, after. Okay. Now we're going to go into the blacks. As I said, image adjustment, selective color, blacks. That's my final artistic finish touch that I'm going to add to it. We're going to the cyan, which is really increasing the reds within the black color ever so slightly. -11. Perfect. Let's see. We go in the magentas. So you see what's happening if I really push? Beautiful. What a beautiful image, isn't it? But for the purpose of this, I'm not going to increase it so much. I'm just going to go ever so slightly. You see, that's what you have to do. Don't go here. even though this looks beautiful. Just go ever so slightly and learn to love the subtle changes, not the drastic changes. Just right here, +8. Let's see the yellows. Ooh, so pretty. You see, we're taking away the yellows by going into the negative values of the yellows, meaning we're taking out the yellow of the image. And this introduces blue. So pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. -33. Okay, and we're going to go to the black spectrum within the black. And I'm not going to touch it. I really like these well-lit shadows. They create a specific feel to it. Here we go, guys. There is the image. Beautiful, beautiful image. Now let's see the before and after. Here we go. That is before, after, before, after. Ain't she a beauty? Ain't she a beauty? Okay. We're gonna save this project. And I'm gonna go to Clayton Court, ready, and I'm gonna name this photo. This is building 746. So Clayton dash 746. Okay, and now, since this is saving it as a raw file, a raw Photoshop file, we want to export a JPEG image for internet previews and stuff like that. Now, I have to tell you that from my experience trying to convert Adobe Gamut, which is a full spectrum 16-bit color gamut, when we try to convert that into a lower, less quality gamut like sRGB, which is pretty much 256 shades per red, and then 256 shades per green, and 256 shades per blue. It's a very shitty gamut. You always get a discoloration of your image. So what you need to do in order to preserve this look is go to File, Save for Web, and go to Optimize over here. So it's loading the image, currently it's converting it. Okay, let me zoom out so you can see the difference. Okay, so there it is. This is optimized. This is how the image should be looking. If you go original, it's discolored, and I don't know if you can see that, so I'm going to zoom in a little over here. Optimized, original. So always go to optimized, and I'm going to repeat that step for you guys because a lot of people have been complaining, and that's really what you can do to help yourself. File, Save for Web, and click the optimized option. With me, it's already selected. It knows what I like. Photoshop can read my mind. So there it is. Okay, optimized. Do you want to embed the color profile? Sure. Let's do that. That means that if somebody opens this JPEG, they can actually see that the original Adobe gamut embedded into it. So they can switch in between and it will be a proper transition. Okay, done. Alrighty guys, it's close to an hour, so now you have an idea how long does it take to process an image. It takes an hour. This is a realistic time. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt, but we have to do it. You see, that is what we do. All right, and we're going to conclude this tutorial by just once again comparing the images, the original as shot and the one after. So here we go. This is the original, and this is after. original. That's how we started the project. After. Big difference, isn't it? Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope I wasn't too boring for you. And I know I was, but um, what you gonna do about it? You know? Um, I'm gonna see you in the next video. I'm not sure what the next video will be and when is it gonna be. It can be a year from now, but that's how I operate this company. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.